Hurt in a car? Call our sponsor, William Matar. 844-444-4444. With a focus on motor vehicle accidents, the team at William Matar has handled thousands of cases like yours. Let them help you get the money you deserve after a motor vehicle accident. Rideshare, truck, motorcycle, car, only call William Matar. 844-444-4444. What? What? You can't say something as the countdown is going. You can what?
I'm messing with you.
I don't even know what you said.
I said I'm going to run a quick update real quick. I'm just reboot my system.
All right, on that note, welcome back to another episode of the Sabre Report podcast. My name is Jonah.
I'm Christian.
And I'm JP.
And sorry if I'm a little off kilt here. Christian decides, when the countdown goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's pretty universally accepted. You don't say anything. You don't say anything.
I had to throw a wrench into it a little bit.
He just says gibberish while it's at the 2 mark, and I'm trying to comprehend it.
I'm just having a little fun today. I'm in a good mood. The team's been playing well. I'm in a good mood right now.
The vibes
are good.
Are high, man. The vibes are high. I have to say, I have not been to a game like the Leafs Friday night game in like a long time where like you can just feel like it has big game energy. And like it's not in just like last year you could say like the Vegas game had big game energy because anytime Eichel's in town, and obviously it was a big comeback. But, the season's done by that point. Like, when's the last time they've really had a game that sort of felt like that at home? I think it's been a little bit. And just walking out of the building that night, it's like the vibes are just good. You feel good about the team watching that. They felt like a better team against a team they should be better than, or a team that's very vulnerable right now in the Leafs. And it just feels good. It's a good feeling about the team right now.
Sitting next to Jonah, I finally saw him believe in this year's Sabres. I for how negative he was. I mean, even this past week. The week before this. He was pretty negative when me and Christian were pretty positive. I heard him say, "We are back" at the Sabres game. So I was like, you know what? This might be for real if Jonah's starting to believe.
Back from what, 2011? Are we back?
Look, you know how I feel about this team. I've always said this team could be good. I think after the 0-3 start, I was starting to have some second thoughts and was kind of on team rebuild. But, the waters have settled. You have a better understanding of this team now, and what they've done the past week and a half has been, while shorthanded, while making guys step up. Your second line right now is Josh Doan, Ryan McLeod, and Alex Tuck, and it's working. It's working, and it's just been such an encouraging, 4-1-1 stretch here, and it sucks. We would feel so much better if they scratched that one out Saturday night in Toronto. And, it's just, the ending to that game, it's kind of like a goddamn-it type of loss. Like, that one slipped away from them. It slipped away. And if they win that, what are we saying now? Then they've won 3 straight. They would have won, 4 or 5, or 5 of 6, and it's just, and it's about playing a brand of hockey that just feels repeatable, and it's a consistent brand of hockey. It's not like last year, even when they were going through their good stretches in the second half of the season, they were still, the offense was, the pucks were going in the net, but I don't think it was really deserved. They were shooting a lot over expected. James Reimer at the end was your starting goalie, and it was deserved because he was stealing you games, but he was stealing you games. And here, in this 4-1-1 stretch, how many games have you stolen? Any?
I wouldn't say they stole any games. They've gotten really good goaltending, but it hasn't been the if you pull that away, it doesn't, cave the entire ship in. I think a good word you used is repeatable. All the numbers back up the way that they're playing in a way where you could keep this going at a consistent rate. And it's all meshing. Like, obviously, I think the big thing is the special teams. They might regress a little bit. They might, long season, they might flip a little bit. But I don't think they like came out of a game and they're like, oh man, kind of parked the bus at the end, or oh, Alex Lyon absolutely stood on his head, which he's been playing great, but he didn't he hasn't faced 45 shots in a deserved loss or anything like that.
Yeah, I think the Detroit game, Detroit ended up out chancing them and generating more expected goals, but the last 5 minutes, the Sabres were just under siege. I mean, they did kind of park the bus in that one, and Colton Ellis was just saving everything. But for 55 minutes of that game, I thought they were the better team. And yeah, I mean, they're not perfect, but I think they're pretty good. I feel pretty good. They look pretty good, and it's a version of the Sabres that I don't think we've seen in a long, long, long time. This type of team that we're watching now, I don't know when's the last time you could say a team looked like this, even in their, quote unquote good seasons. I guess their back-to-back winning seasons in 22, 23, and 23, 24, they didn't look like this.
No, especially not that. I mean, we all talk about 22, 23. They didn't even make the playoffs, and you had guys going on wicked shooting benders that season, and it still wasn't enough to get you in. I don't think I've seen the team be as analytically a bunch of darlings like this ever. And yes, it's been, 9 games? We're 9 games in, almost about 10% of the way through the season. Hopefully that trend continues, because it's been fun to watch. It's nice to go into a game and see some speed and skill on display, crisp passing, like that first goal against or that second goal against the Leafs at home. I wish I was in attendance for that one. That would have been nice to see in person.
That was sweet. That was on our end. That was really cool. But I think it's also the way they're scoring. They're scoring in many different ways. You talk about that 22-23 team. That was a pure rush offense type of team. This year, they're scoring all different types of way. Their power play is doing really good. They're finally just getting some snipes from Tage Thompson and Matthias Samuelsson. Got to throw him in there, too.
The guy you expect to be sniping.
But they're
and
also
Timmins being the best 2 defensemen through 9 games is crazy.
Yeah, it is. But they're also getting to the net a lot. They're getting some dirty goals. They're getting some screens in there. The Byram goal last night, that was just pure screen. The goalie didn't see it. So they're scoring in all different types of ways, which I think is making it look even better. I mean, throwing the penalty kill goal to ice the game Friday night. I mean, they're just scoring in all different types of ways.
I mean, we've talked about how, looking at that 22-23 team, remember when Tortorella's Flyers would just take them to the clinic? They just could not play that type of game. Tortorella was just knew how to shut them down off the rush, and it felt like every time they played, they just were getting caved in. And this version of this, this team, I mean, we'll see what happens when they play the Flyers now, because Tocchet plays, I think, a very similar style. But I don't think they'll struggle as much in those games. You have Zach Benson now. You have Josh Doan now who generate offense in very different ways. And I don't know. I struggle to call the Sabres a deep lineup, but they might have a deep lineup, because now I was giving Jack Quinn shit in the Montreal game, and these past 3 games, I'd have to look at the numbers. I don't think the numbers are too great, but just watching him, this is a different Jack Quinn. He looks quick, and that's really encouraging for him. And he's made a few high IQ plays. I mean, Zucker got robbed in the dying minutes of the Leafs game on Friday, where Quinn, just force feeds a pass through the Leafs defender's skate while going like full speed, and he just plays like that. Like he looks good. So
pass
it's
behind his back for that goal, Woodsucker.
Yeah, that Red Wings goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the two plays. I mean, Detroit. Obviously, yeah. The Detroit game was like the coming out party where he scored 3 points, had the game-winning goal, but it snowballed. He had a good night against. I thought he had a decent night against the Leafs, or at least where he popped. Both games, I think. It's encouraging. It's really encouraging, and there's still things like we were talking about before we recorded, like. Some things are not going to continue as they are, And we'll get to the goalie conversation, but is Alex Lyon going to play like this from games? What's next game? Game 10? Game 10 to 82? Like, no, there's going to be some dips. Even Colton Ellis, like, is he going to do that every single game? But no. And their penalty kill, I think, is still at like 90 something.
96%.
No, it's 93.9. They're second in the league.
Yeah. So, like, that's not going to keep up forever.
Hold, yeah.
But at the same time, there's other things like, you're not healthy. You're like, it is crazy to think. I'm not going to throw Josh Norris in this conversation too much because that's never going to be a thing that I'm going to have full confidence in. But at the end of the day, you're missing Michael Kesselring. Like, you're missing a top 4 defenseman. And even Jordan Greenway, who is someone that I think catches a lot of flack from someone like me, I think it's still sort of like the Samuelsson dilemma where, look, Greenway is going to be a much more effective player on the fourth line than like a Josh Dunn. Similar to how Samuelsson is a much better player on the third pair compared to a Jacob Bryson or a Zach Jones or a Ryan Johnson. Like, that matters. It matters. I don't think it's going to have some huge effect, but, like, they're not fully 100%. And, I mean, Noah Ostlund's their third-line center. Kozak, who's been great to start this year, is, just got hurt again and will probably be out for a week.
I mean, I would even, as much as I don't like Bryson, I would throw him in there, just throwing his name in there because I think Zach Metza has been pretty rough. Like, I think Bryson can at least do better than Metza.
Yeah, I hate to throw the blame directly on him because there's 5 guys on the ice that contribute to a goal against. But that Leafs tying goal, I think it was the tying goal.
Was it the Dakota Joshua goal?
Yes.
Friday night, yeah. The one to make that was the bad, yeah. He was definitely lost
that guy
there.
Just
wide open. I don't think you guys are wrong. Like, I agree with you. He hasn't killed them yet. Now,
no.
Continues to play for the next, 20 or so games. Like, yeah, it will begin to hurt them over time. I want to say Detroit, the Detroit game, I don't think he saw much ice time in the third period because he also, I think, kind of left a man open on the JT Compher goal. So, that's
after that goal we just talked about.
Yeah.
So Lindy's had a short leash with him.
Yeah, and just going from that to Michael Kesselring, that will be felt. That is going to be so big, and it could have a ripple effect. I mean, I got to give the guy his flowers. Bowen Byram has had a great start to this season, and I still don't trust him 100% away from Dahlin, but Dahlin is he's the most important player on your team.
And he's been struggling.
If they want to get him going, like, maybe you throw Kesselring with him because, I mean, Power and Timmins have been killing it. Like, Connor Timmins has been he's been great for them to start. And like I said, like, if you want to get Dahlin going, like, give him Kesselring. Like, that might be enough. And then, Samuelsson and Byram as your third pair. It's not horrible. Like, I don't feel horrible about it now, given how well
offensive powerhouse kind of pair right there.
It's also nice to have the conversation about being able to change the mix with your 6th defenseman and not have it be, well, we can't do this because if we move this guy up here, everything goes to shit immediately. So it's kind of nice to be like, yeah, we could mix it around, see if we can get some people going. This is what you want out of a good team.
I mean, I think Samuelsson has been with Dahlin a bunch. Like, since Metza has had a short leash and he's been benched a few times, they've been running 5 defensemen, so everybody's kind of been together, which definitely does help, especially with Byram is playing good, and that's with Dahlin probably being one of our worst defensemen right now. So it's when Kessering comes back, it will be interesting to see what they do, just because of Dahlin not doing good and everybody else pretty much playing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when he rocketed that puck into the crowd on Friday night, I don't think I've ever seen a play out of that like that before. Like that was.
He was trying to do the Tony Ludman flip down the ice and not make it an icing. Have it
He was
stop
trying to hit
right
the
at the top of the
scoreboard.
circle.
Like he just.
Yeah, he airmailed that.
It's funny
thing
they were
into
playing the Leafs. It was
100
like when Mitch
section.
Marner. It was like when Mitch Marner sent that. He just skied that puck. The delay of game penalty against Montreal. What was it? Game 5 or 6 back in 2021. Like it was just that type of like, what are you doing? Like that was never in play. So Dahlin's had slow starts before. I'm not. It's Rasmus Dahlin. I'm not worried. Like he'll figure it out. He'll be fine. His summer has not been probably the most ideal, and he's like I said, he's had these starts before, and I think he'll be fine. It's just the team's going to need him eventually because I think like a lot of these things, like as much as Byram and Samuelson are playing great, and the goaltending has been stellar aside from one guy, they're gonna need their best player to be their best player at some point.
Yeah, I think other than the first game, I don't think he's had a good game since. Genuinely, like it's been frustrating to watch. I think every single time he does it now, Jonah knows this. He takes these freaking one-timers from the point and they never get through. Like I don't know why he's so infatuated with it right now. I don't understand it. It's not even just him. Like there's other players on the team that do this too, but him specifically, I don't know. It's been frustrating to watch with him, knowing how good he is. But
Go. Sorry,
we'll see.
I didn't mean to cut you
He'll
off.
bounce back. I'm just waiting for it.
I was gonna say, speaking of one-timers, can we please talk about that 5-on-3? Please.
Oh jeez.
Dude,
I was gonna hold off on this.
No,
I told
no.
JP on the ride home from the game on Friday. I was like, Matthias Samuelson had 2 goals. They played great. They could go into Toronto and just bury them, and I'll still be. I'll still be talking about that 5-on-3 because holy crap, man! Like, why?
They immediately went back to that 2022-23 power play where they would feed Tage, and obviously the league took notice, and they were like, all right, we got to run it. We got to run a unit to have a guy over there. But on a 5-on-3, both teams know you're not going to have that guy because someone's going to be left wide open. They were like, dude, we are feeding this thing to you. You got to put it in the back of the net.
I'm fine. Like with the Tage Thompson one-timer stuff, like I don't want to swing too far in the other direction because like that, you should want that. You should want that look on the power play. It's just how you get it open. And like my biggest thing is why is an NHL team still setting up a full 2-minute 5-on-3? Why are you still setting up in the 1-3-1? Why? Like that's basic. That is basic hockey. That's hockey 101. You don't set up in the umbrella or the 1-3-1 on a 5-on-3 because stuff like that happens. All they have to do, because you're not going to triangulate shots from Dahlin in the middle of the ice. You're going to want to go to each of your hashes, but you have 2 guys that can easily cover that. Simon Benoit was just soaking Tage Thompson one-timers that entire shift. Like, no, get in. Like, I forget who. One of Dahlin and Tage were trying to get the 2-1-2 set up. And the other one was trying to get the 1-3-1. I forget who it was. I didn't go back and watch the shift. But, like, it's mind-boggling. And it was a full 2 minutes. I don't know. Like, that is just pure, like, just somebody tell them to get set up. And then, I don't think Zach Benson, Jason Zucker, or Alex, I don't know why Alex Tuck was out there.
I was just going to say that. They've been cooking with Doan as their other guy on their power play. And even on their 5-on-4 since, it's been Doan, but on the 5-on-3, they put Tuck out there. Why? Like, I don't. It doesn't really make sense to me. If they're cooking with one unit, why switch the unit?
Because
But
it's a different situation.
regardless, Tuck didn't touch the puck. I don't think at all that power play. So it really didn't make a difference.
No, one of the guys just sat in front of the net and did nothing, and basically just acted as a live screen, and it was a 4-on-3 after that. Everyone else just kind of rotated around, but yeah, it was probably one of the worst things I'd watched since the season started.
It's just like not getting the setup correct is just so. And I feel like because they won the game and it didn't cost them, I genuinely wonder, like, how often do they practice 5-on-3? Because that had no plan.
A 2-minute 5-on-3?
That had zero. Well, you should just be practicing 5-on-3s every now and then. Like, you should be setting it, like, you should be setting up. Like, if you ever watch, like, the Minnesota Wild, like, it's just Kaprizov and Zuccarello just passing it below the goal line. And then they look up top for guys coming down the slot for the one-timer. Or I still flash back. You can go watch, I think it was Game 1, Toronto and Tampa Bay. I think, was it the year Toronto won? I think it was the year they lost in 7 to Tampa. It was Game 1, and they get a 5-on-3. And I think it was Marner and Tavares passing it between the goal line. And Austin Matthews exits the zone, goes to the red line, curls around, comes full speed. Marner gives him sets him up for a one-timer. He's got full momentum going towards it, and he blasts it basically through Vasilevsky's chest. Like, it just went right through. He never stood a chance. And that's what you should be trying to set up with Tage Thompson or Rasmus Dahlin, or at least just have some sort of set play there. Like, it's a 5-on-3, guys. You know, like I said, I think it's going to get kind of glossed over because they won the game and it didn't cost them, and I don't think anybody asked about it. Like, that cannot happen. A full 2-minute 5-on-3 should be a guarantee. Like, you should have a good shift. Like, they didn't have. Yeah. I think they had one shot. I think one Thompson one-timer got through. That was it.
The announcers almost jinxed us too because I can't remember who was on the call. It was an ESPN game, and they were like, usually if teams don't score on the 5-on-3 usually if teams don't score on the 5-on-3 power play that they are handed, they lose the game. So I was like, great, all right, thanks for that. I guess we just got jinxed, and it was the worst 5-on-3 I'd seen in a long time.
Was that Eric Johnson jinxing them?
Oh man, I don't know if it was Eric Johnson. It's so funny. He was interviewing some of the guys in between periods, and they're like, hey, Eric, how's it going? Good to see you again, buddy. Miss you in Buffalo. He was only around for 60 games.
Who said that? There's no way anybody said that.
Matthias Samuelsson did at the end of the game.
Okay, we're just going to carry.
Samuelsson was coming off a high. He wasn't thinking. All right.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, it's just a horrible shift that it was in the back of my mind all game. Luckily, like I said, they pulled out the victory. And look, that's what good teams do. Like, they found a way to get through that. Their second period against the Leafs in that game, I didn't even think it was that good. And they scored twice. And I thought their third period was maybe their best period of the game. And because I thought their third period, honestly, both third periods, they put on a clinic of shutdown hockey. I cannot remember one amazing chance for the Leafs in either game's third period, aside from the big save from Lyon on, I think it was Michelli, right before the tuck goal. And that was on the power play. They really shut things down. It felt pretty good. And in the Saturday game against Toronto, there were two from the moment. I think it was the last 12 minutes of the game, which I think was when Thompson scored the goal. The Sabres allowed 2 shots to Toronto from the entirety of the third period and in overtime. Unfortunately, they both went in. But it's encouraging, especially the Saturday night. Their third period was so good; they deserve to win so bad.
It's just the way the game goes sometimes, You think you have a good game one, like the Montreal game. It's like, you know, started off pretty slow, but you pick it up and you feel like you're the better team coming out of it, and it just doesn't go your way sometimes. That's where the mental battle comes in. You can't let that spiral into a 13-game losing streak.
I was going to say because the Sabres obviously they were in a playoff spot for about 24 hours Friday night. Had third place in the Atlantic with Detroit and Montreal ahead of them, of all teams.
The two teams we projected to be behind them?
Yeah. And can't help but remember last time they were in a playoff spot, which was also third place in the Atlantic Division. That was last year, fresh off of the West Coast sweep. Then they proceeded to lose 13 straight. So let's not do that again.
No. Yeah, let's learn. Let's acknowledge the past and learn from it. We don't need that in our lives again.
Well, should we address the elephant in the room, like the
Finnish
elephant?
That's let Christian start this off.
Listen, here's the thing. This has been a bit over the last few years with this guy, and obviously I've been in the minority most of the time, saying like, you know, I have my gripes with him, and he's streaky, as all goalies are, and he had one really good season, but I don't know, man. If they're going to carry 3 goalies, I don't see the vision with him. I think I'm glad I didn't sign the apology form when I was supposed to, or when everyone tried to make me do it. So, it looks like more of the same, you know? It's like you have Alex Lyon. Alex Lyon, again, talking sample size here, he's played 8 games.
7.
Luukkonen's 7 games. Luukkonen's been here a very long time. You know where you sit with him more than you know where Alex Lyon is. But at this point, it's like the way it sits with me with UPL is you're just gonna get below average goaltending. It's just how it's gonna be. He has not shown me anything, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but he has not shown me anything since his Vezina caliber season, which was over 2 years ago now. Anything that shows me he could be not even an elite goalie, a goalie in the top half of the league. And last night, you know, he went down to Rochester. He had 1 rehab game. He's coming off 2 different injuries. It could be a bunch of other things too. I could be being hard on the guy. You know, it's been 1 game this season, but
they were forced into that, right? Like Ellis.
Yeah,
there was clearly apparently there was something with Ellis the morning of, and that's probably why they called up Luukkonen when they did. You would think. I don't know. It's kind of weird because they called him up on I think it was it Friday?
No, it was the day after the Ellis win.
So they called him up on Thursday, but then the start for Ellis was scheduled to be Saturday, and like they didn't know they weren't going to start him until Saturday. So it's kind of like, well, why would you bring him up so soon if he wasn't going to get either of the back-to-backs? I don't know. It's weird. If you take their word for it, it was supposed to be Ellis's start. He had some back tightness, and they gave the start to Luukkonen. So according to them, they were forced into this spot.
You could force your way out of the spot by trading one of your 3 goaltenders.
There it is.
All right, I'm gonna say it.
What do you think they should do here? All right, according to Friedman, I think we all recognize that for the foreseeable future, and it could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be a month, could be 2 months, they're gonna run 3 goalies, and I think they'll get through fine now. I think my thing with the 3 goalies is it works when you have a number 1. That's when it was at its best 2 years ago. Like the last time they really ran 3 goalies was during 22-23, and it started around the time Luukkonen won Rookie of the Month that year, was stealing the team games in December and January. But once that cools off, once it happens where Lyon has a couple of bad starts, or when you flash back to then, where Luukkonen had a couple of bad starts, and it becomes less of a three-man rotation spearheaded by one guy, and it becomes a true revolving door. I feel like that's when the results start to take a hit. And I just wonder, like I said, like I'm being realistic here. Lyon is playing out of this world. He's playing so good, and I think he is a good goalie. But like, what happens if he has a few rough starts? Like we talked about this. Maybe it was last episode or whatever episode Christian wasn't here for, where JP and I were looking at the game log, or I think we were together when we discussed that. But when we were looking at his game log, and he hasn't, I think the most he's ever started was like 10 games in a row with Detroit a few years ago. But for the most part, he's a guy that comes in and you ride the hot hand for maybe a dozen games, and then he kind of fades back into the background. Like, is that going to happen here? And when it does, what does your rotation look like then? I think that's just like, what is it going to look like until, are the results going to start to dwindle at all? And if they do, what does your rotation look like? Completely
fair to say all that, with the goalies being the most ridiculous position in the sport with results. But guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm at a point where it's like we're throwing hypotheticals out about like, what if Lyon regresses? What's your plan for that? I don't want Luukkonen to be a part of any of it. I'm done with this guy. I can't. I don't want to see him play for this team anymore. It's been too much. Like, we're relying on him. If Lyon has a rough start, like, this guy hasn't strung together any good starts. I'm at a point where I've been saying, like, call Bowman in Edmonton and get your second round pick back if you can. I just don't see him as being a part of this organization moving forward. And I'm not saying Colton Ellis should be his replacement. He's had one game in this league. We do not know what he is. You have Devin Levi in Rochester. He's going to be down there. But
like, he's been just as. I'm not saying I overall disagree. Like, because right now, like, yeah, the vibes around Luukkonen are bad. It's hard to say, hey, let's pump the brakes, because I think a lot of people are high on Colton Ellis after what they saw, and would feel comfortable if they traded Luukkonen and that was your tandem. But I feel like that can all change after one start.
No, it could 100% change. You have to have a
different
plan for that.
You have goaltending depth. Is the depth good, right? Like, if you trade Luukkonen, and let's say you do that hypothetical, like you trade him to Edmonton to get your second round pick back, you have Lyon, Ellis, and then it's probably Levi as your 3, then Georgiev, and then I feel like I'm missing someone, aren't I?
Third goalie down there right now is Lennon.
Is that just Lennon? So like your 4 guys become Lyon, Ellis, Levi, and Georgiev. And like, is that good depth? Like, is that worth giving up on Luukkonen?
We don't know, but is Luukkonen good depth at this point? If we're gonna call a spade a spade,
I don't know if he's good, but he's given you better results more recently than, like, when's the last time Alexander Georgiev's been good? Was that one season in Colorado? Was it the same season Luukkonen broke out? And last year he was just as bad as Luukkonen, and Levi just has never made it work in the NHL. I'm not saying he ever will, or I'm not saying he ever won't, but like, he's been just as unreliable. And Ellis, like, the comparable I made to him when they first waived or claimed him, like, it's Eric Comrie vibes, or it's this mid-20s goaltender who has had great results in the AHL and has come up and is getting his chance. And, Eric Comrie, his start as a Sabre was great. I still remember that game he stole against the Oilers in early October of 2022. Like, he had like 40 saves, held McDavid and Draisaitl like 1 point. He was their starter until he got hurt that season and came back, funny enough, during a 3-goalie rotation. But, like, that can happen. And he faded into the background. He wasn't good. Dallas scored 10 goals on him at one point that season. Like, these things, especially goaltenders, they can change so fast. And it's like I get it. I get wanting to move off of Luukkonen, and like I sort of agree. We're like, I've never been a big believer in him. I think back in 2023, I said like I was over him, and then he proceeded to go on that run. It just, I don't know. Like I just don't. He's given you good results before. Like he was so good. He was so good in 23-24. Like ridiculously good. Like people should not underrate how good he was that season. And I don't know. Like
maybe it's just this is a good problem to have right now. You rock with 3 goalies. You make it work in the meantime. A few of them will get meaningful starts here and there, and by the time you reach a point in the season where maybe you have to bring Josh Norris back, you'd have to activate him off of IR and make a roster spot, right? Or are they still on the roster? Or am I mixing that up with football? Like if Josh Norris comes off of IR, do they have to make a roster?
Did they
spot
throw him
for
on LTI? I'm trying to see. I should be.
Right.
Check.
Okay. I don't think he's on LTIR, so never mind. But all I'm saying is, I think you could run this for now. It'll get tiresome. You have to reevaluate, and then you got to make a decision on what you're going to do, because this is not a long-term solution for any hockey team. You can't run 3 goalies for an entire season. It's crazy how we're having this conversation again. How it circles its head back around. But
and I think
if you get an asset for one of these guys, it could even be Colton Ellis, to be honest with you. If he doesn't have a lot of good starts and if someone else wants to take a chance on him, it's like I'm all for like opening up an opportunity to grab a draft pick back. It doesn't have to be Luukkonen. But this is not a long-term. This should not be a long-term thing that they are doing. But reevaluation should come down the road soon. And it's going to be in the form of who's giving you the best results. Because the decision's got to be made. And I'm going to quote you from 2 years ago. I am done with Luukkonen.
You've been done.
Yeah. I agree completely. They could run this for a little bit, but you're not going to go the whole season with 3 goalies, so they'll have to make a decision. And like Christian said, I think it's once they all get healthy and they actually have room for other roster spots that they'll have to make a decision. But right now, it's clear as day. You ride Lyon. He should get 4 out of 5 starts with how he's playing right now. And then Ellis is the next guy, and we'll see how he does his next start. Like UPL
is Ellis your next guy though? I guess that's my question.
I'd say you give him the next start after Lyon.
Like
there's no reason it should be UPL.
What should you do? What should you do this week? You have Tuesday game, Thursday game, Saturday game. Like I'll actually between now, like your next back to back is it's kind of far away. They don't have any back to backs. Like you play Tuesday, then Thursday, then Saturday, then Tuesday, then Thursday, then Saturday, then Wednesday. Like these games are pretty decently spaced out. Like what would you do this week?
I'd say on Tuesday you play Colton Ellis against the Blue Jackets.
You would start with Ellis. Wow, okay.
Yeah, and then I'd say you put Lyon in on Thursday against the Bruins, and then you play Lyon again on Saturday against the Capitals.
So when does Luukkonen get back in? Does he do you go 2 weeks between starts here? Because now it's like he's losing rehab games. He could have started for Rochester this weekend.
Why don't you send him back down again?
Can't do it now.
I don't know if they're allowed to.
Once one of them has a bad start,
yeah,
that's when UPL can have his next good start. It should be. Lyon should, I think, probably debatably play all 3 games this week, but we'll see. Yeah. He did play. He has played 7 games already, so maybe he does need a little rest already. So I think at the very least, Lyon plays 2 games this week and Ellis plays the other. Like I would not play UPL until one of them has a bad start. Debatably, even until Ellis has a bad start. Like because Lyon has been so good, if he has one bad start, like it's gonna happen. But I don't think there's any reason why UPL should get a start this week.
Yeah, and Ruff is very particular with load management with his goaltenders. Like he's already brought it up once this season. He's like, the reason Colton Ellis is in it. It's like he's making it's a nice story. He's making a start, but we got to give Lyon some rest days. He can't play the first 10 games of the season. Like it doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, I kind of like JP's thought process with that, as in, yeah, until Colton Ellis fucks up, like that's why I'd say, like, you throw him in one of the games this week. I said well, I guess you could either do, you know what? No, I'm gonna change my mind. I'd rather have him play against the Bruins.
I feel like you got to go Lyon against Columbus.
Yeah.
I feel like
So
they're the better
you flip
team,
it.
and you're coming off a loss.
It's something you'd want to do. But yeah, I'd say until Colton Ellis royally screws up, he has an Eric Comrie 10 goals against game type of vibe. What's the point of even trying to go back to UPL right now?
It's just the ultimate, like, because now it's like, because Luukkonen's such an interesting figure, because it's like you're paying him to be your 1, and like I think it's still fine if he's your 2, but it's like, are you trying to force feed him a start here to get a better understanding? And like his comeback start was on the second half of a back-to-back in an away game. Like,
this is the conundrum of having 3 goalies.
Yeah,
and it also sucks for practices too, because there's only 2 nets, so someone's going to be in the starter's net. And
I think practices are actually. I think the practices are actually the one spot where it's. I remember Craig Anderson talked about it because by the end of his career, he was dealing with a 4-goalie rotation.
Oh, that was crazy! Yeah.
I think. I feel like remember he said he liked it. I don't know. I feel like it probably is just bad for games. Because you want to get back in, but what do I know? I'm not a goalie. I think it's fine for now. Like, I do think it's probably better for now. Like, you need to see more. You can't judge. You shouldn't. I think my thing is you should not make a Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen trade after 1 game of Colton Ellis. Like, I just think that's
fair.
That's just a bad really bad process.
I'd start gauging the market if someone wants to throw you a ridiculous offer, at least.
Of course, you should gauge the market, but like I think a lot of people are like I feel like people are more confident in a Lyon Ellis tandem than they should probably just give it more time.
Pump the brakes a little bit, yeah.
And they can do it because you're taking a roster spot away from Josh Dunn or Mason Geertsen. Like they're gonna have to make some decisions, like you said. Like Kesselring is coming back this week. Kozak will be back in about a week's time. Greenway, we still don't know when, and Danforth was like a month, and Josh Norris, who knows when they're getting him back. I don't know. What was it, 2 months when they first announced the injury? Something like that, 8 weeks. And they're probably going to take, at this point, they're probably going to take their time because of how well they're playing. Like,
it's insane. I've watched that replay of that face-off so many times, and I'm just like, man, has he made a wet paper? I couldn't even see what it was. I thought it was his wrist. I thought he got slashed originally, but I don't think it's his wrist. And hockey injuries are so vague; they don't give you the details like they do for like a baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just unfortunate. I just keep thinking about it, how unfortunate it is.
I think if they were to make a decision on Luukkonen, I think obviously then Levi's the next guy up, and I think you have to be really confident Levi is going to be able to take over next year, because making a decision on Luukkonen, it's not just about this year, it's making a decision on the next 2 years we got left of him.
Well, apparently to Jeff Merrick, he's asking for a trade, so.
Oh, well, yeah. But he just had a shutout Friday night. He's at like a 908 so far this year, so he's solid. But I think making a decision about Luukkonen, it's obviously not just about this year.
It's like, sorry we're not handing you the job, bro. It's like, why don't you play a little better while you're up here?
They're really not. I don't know.
They've tried many times.
I can't get a gauge on what the organization thinks of him, because this is a guy they did not trust for a long time. But then he got the big payday, which was deserved.
Oh, I was talking about Levi.
Now. Oh, you're talking about Levi.
I was talking about Levi. Sorry, we didn't hand you the job because he was asking for a trade.
They handed him the job.
Not asking for a trade.
Twice they handed him the job.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the goaltending situation.
They got Luukkonen for 3 more years
right?
after this. Yep.
Yeah, 5-year deal.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I don't think they'll ever have problems moving him. I mean,
No.
maybe if it
Manageable,
goes bad,
cap hit,
maybe if it goes
young.
if it goes bad this year, I don't know. But $5 million isn't what it used to be.
He does have a modified no trade clause starting next year.
Mm-hmm. That'll be
So does
interesting.
every other player in the entire league.
5-team no trade list, so it's actually not that many.
Just hope Edmonton isn't one of them.
I'm sure it's not.
All right. Well, Christian, you brought up Josh Norris's injury. Speaking of injuries, if you're hurt in a car, you can call William Matar, sponsor of this episode. 844-444-4444. With a focus on motor vehicle accidents, the team at William Matar has handled thousands of cases like yours. Let them help you get the money you deserve after a motor vehicle accident. Rideshare, truck, motorcycle, car, only. Call William Matar. 844-444-4444. Speaking of Josh Norris, man, what are they going to do when he comes back? Like, I know, like I said,
man.
like I don't want to talk about Norris as like when you're talking about injuries with this team, I just don't want to mention him because it's like, oh, if only he were healthy. Well, it's like, well, that never happens. So it's one of those things, but like what do you do? Because I think the easy solution, like I've been fine with Noah Oslin's game throughout this little stretch. Like, he hasn't hurt them. I think the Detroit game was probably his best, even though he didn't pick up a point. But he's probably ideally not your third line center just yet over a full season, and you might just say, oh, you just insert Josh Norris into that spot. But dude, like I don't know if I want him ever to play center again. He's had two long-term. He's had 2 long-term injuries off of face-offs.
Like I said earlier in the episode, man, it's very unfortunate. I feel for the guy. I really do, because I want him to be on this team. I want him to be a part of this whole thing. But my immediate thought was, don't break up the top 2 lines. So you just got to plug him in somewhere down there. But then people say, you're paying a third line guy $8 million. Well, that's just where we're at right now. So, we're under the cap. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, friggin' feels like people never shut up about the Cousins-Norris thing. You got to block it out and just do the best for your team. It's just going to be interesting to see what that is for them because, like I said, I don't trust him at center. I might never trust him again. Like, it's sort of like, I don't even know if I can compare it to anything. Like, I remember when Jack Quinn came back from his Achilles, and I thought it was too early, and I was just like whenever he was on the ice, I would literally just watch his feet because I was like, at any second, I feel like it could just pop out again, and obviously that fear's gone away, but I think with Norris, you're gonna be watching every face-off for the rest of his career to see if he messes up. Yeah, it sounds like he hasn't had any shoulder issues in a while, but is his oblique officially a problem now? It kind of seems that way. So I don't know.
Still got time to figure stuff out. I said this, I think it was before we started recording. It's like, we'll figure it out once it happens because, knock on wood, there could be other injuries. There could be other spots open. Like, right now, our top 6 is looking very good, and it's all very healthy, but things can change on a dime. And also, at the end of the day, I mean, I honestly don't think the Sabres will move him off center, at least this year, to be honest. I don't see it. And at the end of the day, Ryan McLeod is one of the best third-line centers in the league. He's been good right now with Tuck and Doan, but I think still ideally you want McLeod as your third guy, your third-line center. So, honestly, I would not break up that top line. It worked last year. We should have started with it this year, but I know Norris and Thompson look good together. You don't break up that line as long as they're still playing good. If Norris comes back, I'm just throwing him in that second line and then moving McLeod down. That's what I'm doing. They're not moving him up center right now.
I straight up just think Ryan McLeod's a better hockey player. Seriously, like, think about it.
More reliable is 100% accurate.
I mean, we have a pretty big sample size, and I'm not saying he's this big line driver. Like, he's got Alex Tuck next to him, and he's got Josh Doan, whose first game under a 50% expected goal share was in Toronto. Like, every game, like, you saw that stat after the Friday night game where, I mean, let me go pull it up, because, like, it's ridiculous. Every game he's played in has been, like, not just in the 50s, but, like, in the 60s. He had one in, like, the 80s. I think his worst expected goal share game of the season was the game he scored 2 goals in, before Saturday night. Like, it's just, he's ridiculous, and I think that, that line's just, it's just been gelling really, really well.
My opinion for what I think is going to happen whenever Josh Norris comes back, he's immediately just going to go right back onto the top line, and they're going to bump Kulich down.
I think it'd be dumb.
That's what I think is going to happen.
I think he's been very good this week.
He's been heating up. I thought
of course.
2 Toronto games he was very good. Obviously, should have
had
the goal Friday. Nearly had a goal Saturday.
He had the best expected goal share for the Sabres last night.
know, but we knew how this was going to go before the season started. Looking into the preseason, it was going to be Josh Norris and Tage Thompson playing on a line together, and I do not think that theory has changed over an injury. I think he will go right back onto that top line, and they will move Kulich down to the second line, and it'll all trickle down from there.
Well, I do also think...
Don't have the guy take faceoffs. That's all I'm asking. Just don't let him do it.
So
Not this season.
Who's playing center then? I guess Tage?
I don't know. Have Benson take the faceoffs on the left side. Like, I don't know. Like, this is... Twice. How many times? Like... It's crazy. 2 long-term injuries. And, like, I feel so bad for the guy. It's just, like, you have to start having realistic conversations like that.
One of the reasons they traded for him, and they talked about it, is
I know.
because he's very good at faceoffs.
And they've been getting killed in the dot. Like,
yeah,
since
they're
he
like
left.
31st right now.
They lost, like, they think Saturday night, or Friday night, they were at, like, 30-something%. Saturday, the same thing. Like, yeah. I mean, you have a 21-year-old, and you have 2 21-year-olds in your center spine right now. And it's like, that takes time. It takes time. Sidney Crosby was pretty bad at faceoffs his first few years. Now, that comes with time. It comes with experience. And, yeah, Josh Norris was one of the better faceoff guys in the league.
I also do think, not that this would happen, like I just said, they're either putting him as your first or second line center. But if Quinn keeps playing good and Zucker's been solid, having Norris with those two, like, that's debated. That could be like a second line. Like, I know that would technically be our third line, but, like, if Quinn keeps playing good, like, it's not like that would be a bad line to put him on.
You could Kruger it and just don't label your lines. Then the whole problem's solved. It's all gone. We're not even worried about it anymore.
I mean, you'd have 3 good lines then, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're probably still a month away from that happening, and a lot can change. Maybe more.
I don't know.
Should they bring in a designated face-off guy like the Bandits have? They just have the one guy go out, take the face-off, and immediately run off the field.
That was Cody Eakin back in overtime.
Somebody did that. The Leafs, I think Nick Waugh did that in overtime on Saturday. Like, he took the opening. He took the opening draw. The Sabres won it, and he booked it off the ice. I think that's why they had, like, the 3-on-2, or at least their first shift. They had, like, a 3-on-2 because he was late to get off. Teams do it. Smart. Got to sell out for the draw.
But that's the only thing that they could do. They just take the face. Every shift of the game, they take the face off. They immediately have to get off the ice. It could work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be a logistical nightmare. Let's be honest.
So the vibes are good, man. The vibes. It feels really good. I don't know. They feel like a good team. And
they do.
I was looking at their stat. Like, I'm looking at Evolving Hockey right now. Like, since the Senators game, they're top 10 in expected goals for per 60. I think they're also like 10th. Let me see, expected goal share. They're 12th in expected goal share, and they're just playing good hockey. And like I said, like that Saturday game against the Leafs, like I loved it. I seriously like it. Second half of a back-to-back. Sure, the other team's also on the second half of a back-to-back, but they have the home advantage. They're matching up lines. I mean, I think the Matthews line was going against. I think they were going against the Oslin line for the most part that night, and whenever Josh Dunn stepped foot on the ice, like same thing there. And I just really liked their game that entire night, and it just felt like they were getting what they were doing what they were supposed to do in that type of game. And it just sucks. It sucks that one slipped away in that fashion, but it just has you feeling good right now moving forward.
I always say when these types of stretches come in, you got to enjoy it. You just got to take a step back and enjoy it, because times like these don't come around super often, all right? Like, I'm excited to watch games. I've actually been going to a bunch of them. Like, I think I'm going to Tuesday night now too. Like, me and my dad have a streak of games because they haven't lost since we've gone. So now he just keeps saying, he's like, we got to go. It's like Tuesday. We got to go to the game. So, just remember how the team has been the last decade and a half, and take some time to enjoy knowing that this team is not only good on a nightly basis, but the numbers back it up as well.
And just that the first time in 2 years, really, like they're probably, barring another historic losing streak, like they're going to be in this playoff race, I mean, like we said, look at what they've done. Michael Kesselring has not played a game. Josh Norris played like 18 minutes opening nights. Jordan Greenway hasn't played a lick. Danforth even, like, your key forward addition of the offseason, or besides Josh, your key free agent addition, is going to be out for a month. Like,
I actually forgot about him.
Talking
about injuries.
Yeah, I mean, stuff matters. It matters. Will it ever perfectly align? No. But, not only is I think this is a good team, like, it's a weird Eastern Conference to start the year, man. Like, I know the Bruins struggling does not surprise me. They go 3-0 to start the season, and they're still sitting in last place in the Atlantic. They've dropped 6 of 7. Tampa, who I think is going to be fine, they've had a bad start. Toronto, I mean, can we just talk about how vulnerable and really
pedestrian?
I don't think they're bad, but they are a mid hockey team. And I know, look, both games they were without Chris Tanev. Night 1 they were without Morgan Riley, and night 2 they were without William Nylander. But man, like, John Tavares is their best player. And he's playing really good. He's playing really, really good. Well. But like, Austin Matthews looks just not himself, and you just look at the rest of their roster. It's just not threatening. I mean, somehow the Sabres let Dakota Joshua score twice in those 2 games. But yeah, like, Max Domi doesn't look good. They just, I don't know, like, they look like at least this season, they look like a team that is going to be in more of the wild card race. And Ottawa's had a really similarly up and down start, and Florida looks
been awful.
Yeah, I know Allmark has not been good, and like, they have looked very vulnerable. And Florida obviously is going to be vulnerable without 2 of their best players. And like, your number 1 and 2 team in the division right now is Montreal. Montreal is playing really good hockey, and good. Detroit, who I know just came back from 4-0 down last night, which was really annoying. But I don't think that's a team that's going to finish top 3 in the Atlantic. The Metropolitan Division is a bit more of a gauntlet. I mean, New Jersey's killing it. Pittsburgh is killing it, weirdly. Carolina's doing their thing. For them. Carolina's doing their thing. Washington's doing their thing. Matthew Schaefer's been a blessing for the Islanders. Even the Flyers are starting to pick up some wins. You still have Columbus in the mix. Like, the Metro is, like I said, a gauntlet, but I don't know. The Atlantic Division, man, not like there's spots for the taking here, and I feel like a lot of teams, like if you're a wider NHL team, like what are your big questions about the Sabres right now? Like I feel like it's probably the goalie situation, but like it's been good. The center spine is still a big question mark, but I don't know. Like I feel like Ottawa, it's like no goaltender that's playing really well, and they're without Brady Tkachuk. The Leafs have a world of questions. Florida without their two best players, just I don't know. It feels very vulnerable, and I feel like at the very least the Sabres are going to be in this mix, which is.
I think the big question right now for that the wider NHL would ask the Sabres is, can they finally do it? I think that's the only thing you can really bring up at the moment.
Yeah. And it's a very fair question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thinking in terms of like team building, like roster right now. There's only 3 teams that have a non-negative goal differential, and it's the Canadiens, the Red Wings, and the Sabres. The Sabres are currently at 0. Toronto's -2, Florida's -3, Boston's -3, Ottawa's -4, and Tampa's -4. Just a very interesting start to the division.
Starting 0-3, we're back at 500. Could be a fun year.
Could be. All right, we debuted a new segment last week, and reception was very, 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 very positive. And I think we have a name. Christian's Cafeteria is. I think it's stuck.
I think
it's a bunch of big backs listening to this show, and I'm all for it because I'm one of them.
Well, you said you went to another game this week. Did you try anything? Did you try you didn't have like tendies because we've talked a lot about tendies.
No, I considered it because I was in the mood, but I did get something else chicken related. So I went to, I think they call it the Coca-Cola Corner. Right by section 110, wherever it's after the Labatt zone, but it's before it's right by where the Harbor Center ramp meets the concourse,
the main concourse.
Yeah. And I got the chicken sandwich, and I got to say I was a little indifferent. I mean, I don't think it was the best chicken sandwich I've ever had, but it looked presentation wise, it looked really good. It looked like a beer battered chicken piece of fried chicken thigh. The slaw didn't do much, and the fries, they're like any fries you get anywhere else in the entire arena. You dip them in the blue cheese, they're mid. Maybe if I'm feeling feisty, I'll get some honey mustard or something. But if I had to rate it on my 5-star system, I'd probably give it I'm in between 2.5 and 3. I think I'd give it a 3. 3 out of 5. Similar to the Big Parm Thompson, I've had it once. Don't know if I'm going to go back and get it again. But it wasn't terrible. It was not terrible. I think I need to get tendies on Tuesday though. I don't know.
You gotta try
need a
something
re-review
new, though.
Re-review.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't officially reviewed it. I feel like we have to check all the boxes.
I think we all know what the score is.
We hype it up.
That one.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's a new year. It's a new year. You haven't tried it yet.
Imagine I come on here with just like the saddest face. I'm just like, guys,
they messed it up.
They fucked up the recipe. They got new tenders and they suck. That'd be the end of JP's fandom too.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe you.
I already know the next.
Doing this podcast by himself.
I already know the next game JP's going to. He's feasting on some tendies because he, when we went to the game Friday, I forced him. I was like, "You're gonna have this buffalo chicken pizza," and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Once again, it still slaps. He had some qualms, and if you're a listener to this podcast, you know what his issue was. You know what it was. And it had nothing to do with the actual. It had nothing to do with the actual pizza itself.
The pizza was good. Like I thought there was a little too much blue cheese, but it was good. But my God, there's so many sesame seeds. Like it wasn't even that. I didn't even mind the taste. Like That was fine.
And what do you mind?
There were so many. It made a freaking mess. My hands were a mess. I tried scraping some off, and it was still a mess. There was some on my jersey. I was finding some sesame seeds in my teeth throughout the period after I was done eating it. I was like, what are we doing here? Like, it was ridiculous. Jonah told me to flip over the pizza. It still all stayed on. Like,
You gotta do a little swipe. You gotta swipe them off.
I've never seen sesame seeds on pizza anywhere else in Buffalo. But in this Buffalo Sabres arena, we gotta have sesame seeds, and it freaking makes a mess.
Because he flipped it up. I love how he contributed to his own mess because he tried to take them off, and he's like, they're all over my hands, they're in my jersey. I was like,
why did they do this?
Everywhere.
Why did the Sabres do this?
Why?
I took away the box, and I was like, there's sesame seeds in my jersey. Like, what are we doing here?
I'm starting, you know what? This segment's already really growing on me because this is the most heated JP has been all season, and it's about sesame seeds.
I don't know about all.
This is great.
The first week I was pretty heated, but I would agree that I used to get pizza all the time at the arena, but since sesame seeds, that might be like my second time getting pizza.
Now you've ventured out into the tendies world.
Yeah, it's all tendies.
Expanding your horizons.
I did see the Big Parm Thompson. I did see that because that was in the pizza line, and it did look very good. So still waiting on someone to want to eat that with me.
Why? You can't take it down by yourself? You can't handle 2 feet of
If
2
you
feet of
can't
Big
take
Parm?
it down yourself, you think I can take it down myself?
Come on. You know
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
Those 2-foot nachos, I have not tried those, and they've been around for a while. It's been I've been eyeing them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think
feel like whenever
those like the sustenance.
I feel like whenever you venture out and start going after the dog of the day, I feel like that's gonna be good.
I considered it when they played Detroit because it was like a Detroit style dog with they call it coney sauce. I think it's just like an aioli or something. It looked really good. I was considering it, but I went with the chicken sandwich because I was a little hungrier. I know, like like you eat like a chicken sandwich versus a hot dog. I mean, one's gonna fill you up a little more. So I'll see. On Tuesday, I'll take a scope. I'll look around and we'll see if anything new comes up.
Man, you're gonna be like dead at 60 because of us.
I did not get ice cream though. My brothers and John from BST, they all got ice cream. I did not get ice cream. I restrained myself. Healthy choices.
Good on
That's
you.
good for you.
Good on
Last time I got ice cream there, they have Panapause, but it's in pints.
Yeah,
It's
me
not
and
just
you
like
got
in
a
a
pint
bowl.
apiece.
Yeah, me and Christian got a pint apiece, and we were like, "Holy shit!"
This is
I love
so
my
much
Panapause,
ice cream.
but I couldn't finish it. We
They're
probably
killing
could've
their
split a
fans, dude.
pint.
Like these serving sizes are insane.
Yeah.
They're trying to boost their season ticket holder number. It's just going to stay stagnant.
Trying to fatten us up.
They're trying to they start fattening us up. They're going to have to replace those seats sooner.
I was about to say they're it's not a great support system.
Christian already saw a broken seat in front of him last year. Jonah and I saw a broken seat 2 years ago. So they'll get some more if they keep feeding us with this.
They got replacements though. They get replaced, so there are extra seats sitting somewhere in the arena.
It is true.
Yeah.
One day you'll just see someone eats a whole Big Parm Thompson themselves, and their seat's gonna break. They already automatically gain like 5 pounds right there.
Finish the last of the sandwich, and the seat just collapses. What a great segment.
God, people love it. Apparently, people do love it.
Or if, like I said the first time I did one of these, it's like if anyone has any suggestions, hit me up. Hit me up on X. Anyone got any suggestions? Any sleeper ideas out there? I'm not picky.
That's dangerous. You're opening yourself up to
I will eat anything.
serious health concerns.
Eat 3 dogs of the day and drink 3 tall boys.
They're not gonna be all like nice and innocent and be like, oh, this is my favorite food item. They're like, no, you're gonna buy this. You're gonna buy 2 of them, and like you gotta wash it down with a couple blue lights.
Oh my god.
Couple
I have
blue
restraint.
lights.
I have restraint.
One
We're
blue
gonna
light.
keep
That's
this civil.
4 blue lights with how big they are.
You want me to spend $200 at a game? The ticket's $15, and I spend like $75 on food.
Well, the Sabres, they're making tickets cheaper just so people can eat more at concessions without feeling guilty.
It's not a bad idea. It could
not-
work.
It's not
Could
ridiculous. All right. Other things to touch on before we get to our weekly preview. Well, it seems like the Sabres are still in on Chinakhov. Obviously, that was something we heard a little bit about during the summer. I think, did he ever, I forget, did he get healthy scratch this season? Is that why the talks ramped up again?
I think so, because I was checking their stats today, and he has not played all the games, so I was wondering. I didn't do the research on it, but I know he hasn't played every game.
5 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. He's averaging 9 minutes a night. I know he just switched agencies. Or at least I think that's what I saw. So seems like they're trying to move along here, and I think the new agencies they're being allowed to talk to other teams. So it does seem like this is happening. Obviously, we did get our kind of big first, trade of the season with Reichel going to Vancouver, and what was that? Wasn't that like a 4th round pick?
Yeah, no,
It's like you would
late round
imagine. I feel like that's probably something similar. Although, didn't they say they're looking for? Or maybe I think I might be confusing him with Othman of the Rangers, where they wanted multiple AHL prospects. Let's see.
Yeah.
This is from LeBron. They're not just looking for draft picks. It would be more of a hockey trade if they find a fit. Well, this is the Kevin Adams special.
Yeah.
Kevin Adams special.
Where would he even play, though, if we got him? What, would be a third-line guy? Ideally? I don't know.
Kind of need
Weird.
depth. I mean, you're hurt.
Yeah.
You're hurt, and
Well, yeah,
your hurt pieces are not exactly reliable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wonder what does a hockey trade look like? I mean, I feel like you're not in a position to be exactly giving up centers, but like if the trade was 1-for-1 with Peyton Krebs, like, are you doing that?
I was thinking Krebs. I mean, I think from what we've seen, Kozak is probably a better 4th-line center than Krebs, so I don't think that's ridiculous.
I feel like the obvious move here at first, it was probably Quinn 1-for-1, but obviously he's been playing better. It's probably something they don't want to do right now.
It's probably only Krebs, or if they wanted Roseanne.
Yeah, I would do a Roseanne trade with him.
I don't know. Interesting player. Obviously, you got the Yarmo connection, so you can only imagine that's probably why they've stayed in this. And I think it was, like I said, I think when the rumor first popped up, I mean, I think back when he was drafted, which was, what was it, like 2018, 2019, I think Yarmo traded up for him. So it's obviously a guy he has a lot of belief in. So, like I said, probably why they're still in the thick of it. Other news, January, was it 15th, I believe it is. We're having a 2005-2006 Sabres night.
Yeah, it's a weird little addition that they made.
Well,
In the
it is
middle
the
of the season.
20-year anniversary. It's been 20 goddamn years since that season, which is just
And that team didn't even
Wow.
make the Stanley Cup final.
20 years. 20 years. That is kind of depressing, but
It is.
It's cool. It's cool.
It's kind of crazy.
it's cool they're commemorating it in some way.
Mhm.
It deserves it. I am just wondering. I'm wondering who's going to show up.
Yeah, do you think any of the current general managers will be in it?
Like, I feel like Greer would show up. Would Drury?
Who's it against?
Like when,
I'd-
remember, like Captain's Night back in
2019.
the 50th anniversary. Like Briere showed up for that.
Yeah, he was there.
I don't believe Drury was there, and he
Mm-mm.
wasn't the GM yet. I think he was like an assistant, but he didn't make the trip for that.
I think out of all three of those guys, he is far and away the least likely to show up. I think I could see Briere and Greer showing up, but
I don't know. When's the last time Max has been on U.S. soil?
true.
I mean, he's been playing in Russia for God knows. Is he still playing? Is he playing this year?
I think he retired recently. Let me fact check you real quick. But yeah, he when was the last time he's been on this side of the globe?
I mean, it sounds funny, but look, I mean, he's Russian and he's been playing in the KHL, and I don't know. I remember. I think
KHL stats from him since 2020.
Yeah, he's 46. And
where's elite prospects?
yeah, I think his last season was 2019-2020.
Yeah.
Why am I like imagining that I saw highlights last year? Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. He has been done since 2019-20. Wonder who I was confusing him with.
Jaromir
Yeah.
Jagr,
Probably.
probably still kicking around.
Yeah,
he is.
Yager's
Oh,
still
he
playing.
is.
He's still playing. Well into his 50s, too.
I think
It's crazy.
Max was on the graphic though that they like tweeted out. So I don't know
The
if
whole
that
team's
graphic
gonna be
actually
on the
means
graphic.
anything.
Yeah.
Man, Max really played for the Sabres for the entirety of the 2000s and then played one season in Atlanta and said, I'm good, guys, and went back to Russia for a decade.
Was it only one? I thought it was a few.
One full season. 82 games in 2009-10, and then he left for Russia.
Interesting.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if he came back.
Yeah, it would be cool. I think he's definitely like the most beloved, like in the fan favorite category. Like he's just one of those guys.
Mm-hmm. You think are they gonna put the call out to Doug Janik? Is he coming
They
back?
should. They should. He should be there.
He
He
scored
should
in that
be
game
there.
7.
He should be there. Okay. There's 20s over the course of 82 games plus the 20 or so playoff games. 20-something guys played on that roster. Only 2 guys had goals in Game 7. Doug Janik was one of them. He deserves to be there.
God.
Won't even just be Kevin Adams who would be here. Eric Stahl could be in
They
attendance. Both
they
of
should
them.
be in
It's
the-
going to be
they should be in
crazy.
They should
building.
not. They should. I'm serious. Kevin Adams is like he's the GM of the team. I'm serious. I don't want like Eric Stahl should not be let in the building that night. I don't think that's hyperbole. Like no, absolutely not. Absolutely
I really don't
not.
think Kevin Adams should show up either. I really don't think he should show his
He
face.
probably shouldn't. Like he really like that's
That'd be the
Go away.
worst time for him
go.
to show his
Oh,
face.
yeah, please go away.
It's like, you caused us to not win, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah. No thanks. It'd be cool. Cool night. Cool night plan.
Yeah, Ryan Miller, I saw him on Instagram. He's putting the call out. He's trying to get some of the fellas back in town. I think he said something about like a Bills game that weekend too, maybe. Who knows?
What night is that? What night's January 15th? This is a Saturday night. Can we get Derek Roy downtown for
Oh, come on. Yeah.
one
For old
last
time's
hurrah?
sake.
Come on. He would go up to Jack Quinn and be like, "You're not doing it right.
I
This
was
is how."
just about to say that. I was like, it's gonna be like a Obi-Wan and Anakin type of. It's like, let me show you how to do this.
This is how it's done. The 15th is a Thursday, so stay in town for a few days. Hit the chip strip.
Hit the chip strip.
I don't know. Saw some people clamoring for some butter knives jerseys, and I just want to say, absolutely not.
Yes, bring it back.
Put it in the
No.
ground. Put
Love
it in
the
the
butter
ground. The
knives.
butter knives are what people think the slugs are.
I like
will
both.
not elaborate. You're
I will
easy to
not
please.
elaborate.
Is there a jersey you hate?
The turd burgers.
I think I like those better than the butter knives.
No, that's a
That's
crazy.
crazy.
I'm
take.
I'm
That's a
serious.
crazy
That's
take.
insane.
There's something I like. The butter knives look like roller hockey jerseys to me. I've always said that. I think they look bad.
The butter knives are iconic. I was out this weekend. I was out Saturday afternoon, and I saw a butter knives jersey, and I saw someone else wearing like a Sabres leather jacket. I'm just like, you know what? The Sabres are so back. If people are wearing this while they're running errands, like the city's feeling good about the team again.
Doesn't take a lot.
No, it doesn't.
Does not take a lot. All right. Anything else to touch on before we get into the weekly preview? Looks like Mogilny's going to no-show the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which is not surprising. That's kind of what has always been said about him. Yeah.
Some of the Sabres one is the what is it? The Mystery Gang, whatever Scooby Doo is.
Yep.
Darlene cracks me up, man.
He's Scooby-Doo.
He's not even looking at the camera on the photo. He's just looking down.
No, you couldn't even see his eyes.
He had to dress up as Scooby-Doo because he's a dog, and he's going to be back.
It's true.
He hasn't been a dog.
Somebody said Alex Tuck looks like Ryan Miller in the photo, and looking at it now, I do kind of see it. He's got the same sort of hair. And that's all to elaborate on in that photo. There's nothing else. Absolutely nothing else.
That's right.
All right. That it? We ready? Your turn. All right.
Take it away, James.
3 games this week. JP, tell us what we got coming up.
Yep, we got 3 games this week: Columbus, Boston, and the Capitals. So the Sabres play at home versus Columbus on Tuesday. This is at 6:45. I want to emphasize it, 6:45 game, because this is a Frozen Frenzy night. So it's one of the few nights a year where every single team plays. So that's why they're playing at 6:45. I think games are starting at 6:15. So the start times are being sprinkled throughout the night, so people are on their couches all night watching hockey. This is also a Bills theme night. I'm sure people have been seeing this go around. They have a bunch of stuff going on for this night. It's kind of funny. It just makes me think I know we play 82 games and the Bills only play 17, but it's like we do a Bills theme night. The Amerks do Bills themes nights. Bills would never do like a Sabres or a hockey theme night, but I don't know. But if you purchase a ticket through their ticket pack for this, you get like a Sabres Bills themed jersey, which looks kind of cool. Stevie Johnson's going to be the in-arena host for the game.
Oh, nice. They actually got a Buffalo Bill to show up this time.
Yep.
Last year it was just Sean McDermott and Steve Tasker. That was it. That was all they had. Bills night, and that's all they had.
Yep. Well, Steve Tasker's a former Bill, too.
What? Well, I said Steve Tasker, yeah. Well, I know, okay, but I meant like in terms of player. I mean, Stevie Johnson, he's retired. I'm talking about like current. Is that all they got?
Dawkins is always at games throughout the year, but
he wasn't last year.
Bill's night.
He wasn't last year.
Yeah, but he was at a different game. But
no,
I know
he
what
was.
you mean.
He was.
But I think I don't remember what day like that game was on. But this is on a Tuesday, so I'd imagine maybe more Bills players will actually be there since it's earlier in the week. But it is Chiefs week, so I'm sure people will be complaining about players if they're there.
Got their hands full as it is.
Yeah. There's a sweepstake out right now where you could watch a period with Steve Tasker and Tim Connolly, which kind of just seems like a weird duo to me.
I was thinking the same way.
But okay. The Buffalo Stampede will be having a performance before the game and outside. So they're doing a lot of stuff for this Bills theme night. But once again, this is against Columbus, the goaltender matchup. It's probably going to be Alex Lyon, and it will be either Elvis Merzlikins or Jet Greaves. They have so far split games. They've gone every other game. If this continues, Jet Greaves is the next guy up.
Oh, you don't want to play that guy.
Yeah, I think Merzlikins just played against. Well, I mean, he just played against Pittsburgh. So 4 goals against? I believe it was. They lost.
Yeah.
They won 5-4 in the shootout.
And Jet Greaves has had the better numbers overall. He's had better, he has a better expected goals against. He's 5.3 goals saved above expected. That's 8th in the league. For reference, Lyon is 11th in the league. But Jet Greaves is 1-3. He has a 903 save percentage and a 2.8 goals against. Where Mers Lincoln's is 3-1, a 914, a 2.96 goals against, and a 3 goals saved above expected. So they're both actually playing pretty good. But I probably would expect Greaves, since they've been going every other game, and like you said, Mers Lincoln's to just lose the last game. This offseason, they traded for Charlie Coyle and Miles Wood, so that's their two big names. They are 4-4 so far, 7th in the Metropolitan. This past week, they beat Dallas, lost to Washington, and beat Pittsburgh in a shootout last night. Their power play is 27th in the league at a 15%, and their penalty kill is last in the league at 60.7%. So I'm already going to say my key to the game is going to be special teams. I mean, we're towards the top of the league. They're literally at the bottom of the league, so definitely take advantage of that. They have no former Sabres, and some of their guys that have started off good. Dmitry Voronkov has 5 goals and 4 assists so far, and Marchenko has 5 goals and 3 assists. Kent Johnson only has 2 goals and 2 assists so far. So I would just take advantage of the special teams. Their penalty kill is literally worst in the league, and their power play is probably like 1 or 2 power plays away from worst in the league. So definitely take advantage there. Once again, 6:45 game, and this will be on MSG. I didn't mention earlier. Then they play at Boston on Thursday night, also on MSG. Their goaltender will probably be Jeremy Swayman, but Korpisalo has played 4 games. It's closer to a split than you would think. Swayman's played 6. Korpisalo has played 4. With that being said, Korpisalo has been pretty bad. He's 8th worst in the league on goals saved above expected. 845 save percentage, 4.03 goals against. So you'd probably expect Swayman, who has a 910 save percentage, 2.85 goals against, and is 10th in the league on goals saved above expected at 5. Bruins are 4-6, 7th in the Atlantic. After winning their first 3 games, they lost 6 games in a row, but they did beat the Avalanche last night. They play a back-to-back with Ottawa and the Islanders Monday and Tuesday, and then they play us on Thursday. Their power play is 19th in the league. Penalty kill is 7th. Pastrnak is doing what you would expect of him. Has 13 points in 10 games with 5 goals. Zacha has 9 points in 10 games. I'm pointing him out because his name's already in trade rumors, because obviously the Bruins aren't playing the best, and teams like the Canucks are desperately looking for centers.
Yeah, Friedman just brought him up on Saturday night's headlines, so you know that one's probably moving along a little bit.
Yeah, and he's on their second line. The other 2 guys on that top line is Geeky and Lindholm, who have 8 points and 7 points, respectively. Former Sabres, you obviously have Casey Middlestat. He has 3 goals and 3 assists in 9 games. Yoki Haru, who has 3 assists in 10 games. And then Zadorov, who has a goal and 2 assists.
You even count Zadorov. It's kind of wild, because it's like he was here for like a cup of coffee and he was gone. Thanks, Tim Murray.
Yep. Still did it happen. My key to this game, try and match up with that top line and shut them down. I did the math. 46% of their forward points so far come from their top line. So it's pretty much that top line is generating almost everything, which makes sense since it's Pastrnak on that top line. If you shut down that top line, they're probably not going to do much against you. And then the Sabres play the Capitals Saturday night at 7. This is at home, and this will also be on MSG. Anticipated goaltender matchup probably be Lyon or Ellis versus Logan Thompson or Charlie Lindgren. Logan Thompson has been one of the best goalies in the league so far. He's 5-1, a 938, and a 1.5 goals against. He's 4th in the league in goals saved above expected at 7.5. On the other hand, Lindgren he's 1-2, 882, 3.72 goals against, and a 1.8 goal save above expected. Logan Thompson has been nailed so far, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him, but we will be their second game on a back-to-back. So it's very possible that we do get lingering. They play the Islanders on Friday night at home, and then they travel to Buffalo on a back-to-back. So we do get that advantage there.
And I feel like the Sabres have never had that type of matchup where, like, second half of a back-to-back against a team at home.
Yep. No, I agree. That's why I had a point. I was kind of surprised. I feel like in the past season or two, we are always on the other side of that.
Bettman's calling in a favor.
He's like, all right, this is enough. Come on, give him a good team.
Yep. The Capitals are 6-3, third in the Metropolitan. This past week, they went 2-2 with wins against Seattle and Columbus, and losses against the Canucks and Ottawa. That Ottawa loss was a 7-1 loss last night. They play Dallas Tuesday, and then, like I said, they play the Islanders Friday night at home for their first game of the back-to-back. Their power play is 17th in the league. Penalty kill is 29th. Tom Wilson is off to a very hot start, has 11 points in 9 games. Dylan Strome as well has 10 in 9 games. Ovechkin, so far this season, has 2 goals and 5 assists. He is 1 goal away from 900. So big milestone coming up.
Oh, God.
Luckily, there are 2 games before us, but he's only scored 2 goals this season.
Come on.
Yeah.
We know when this is happening. I was surprised the Sabres made it through the weekend without Tavares scoring number 500.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't the record breaker.
Was it 500? Was it 500 goals? He was sitting on some sort of milestone.
Yeah, he was sitting on something. But he did. I'm surprised he didn't do it last game, because last game was Ovechkin's 1,500th game in the NHL. So he's just had 1 milestone. He's on the brink of another. The only other storyline that I'm going to have to throw out that's been going around the NHL media right now is one of their assistant coaches was relieved of their duty for some investigation. But nothing else I could really
call it out. Domestic abuse. It sounds like the guy. Yeah, it sounds like the dude's.
I just saw he was relieved.
Sounds like he was a piece of shit. So,
yeah,
good on them for relieving him of his duties.
Yep. In the same week that Vegas Golden Knights all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
he'll be scooped up pretty quick.
They have no former Sabres on their team, and my key to this game is take advantage of that back-to-back. And more importantly to me, if Ovechkin doesn't score in the 2 games before us, keep him off the damn score sheet. Do not be known as the team that the first ever player to hit 900 goals scores against.
I think we're in the top 5 of like his goals per game in his career. I think we're one of the top teams. We're up there. So
could probably find
watch out on Saturday. God, here we go.
That's cool. I like milestone goals. If he wants to score his 900th in a 7, in like a 6-2 loss, fine by me.
We're 8th in terms of goals against. Actually, that's not accurate. 10th. So, but all the teams above us, he's played more games against.
The same division, yeah.
I was going to say, goals per game, I think we're up there.
Maple Leafs. But yeah, goals per game, we're probably definitely up there. But yeah, that's it. So we got Columbus
it's a big week.
On Tuesday,
they got
Boston on Thursday, and Capitals on Saturday.
It's a big week. I mean, Columbus is right around 500. Well, they are 500. Boston, obviously a team that you are better than, and it would be nice to get some revenge for that travesty that was the second game of the season where you were outshot 17-1 in the first period. That's going to be crazy to look back on. Outshot 17-1 by this version of the Boston Bruins.
And their next 6 games they lost after that.
Yeah.
It took a lot out of them after they played us.
Yeah. Those 2, and then you get the Capitals on the second half of back-to-back. That's big, because I think after that it starts to heat up a little bit. I know you got Utah on next Tuesday, or November 4th, and they're the hottest team in the league right now, 7 straight wins. Yeah,
it's Utah Blues and Hurricanes the next week. And then
so
you get Mammoth,
Carolina.
Avalanche.
You have not beaten Carolina in Carolina since, let me just check my notes. Oh, yeah, 2016. 9 years. 9 years. That's crazy, man. They got to end that streak. I can't do this for much longer.
We are due.
Big week. Big week for the Sabres. Big previous week for the Sabres. It feels good. 4-1-1 stretch here. They're playing good hockey. It feels like we're bought into this team as is. Like Christian said, I'm kind of enjoying it. You know, I still got some questions, you know, long term. You know, JP and I were like softly discussing it in a previous conversation. Like, I'm kind of still team like trade Alex Tuch, but we're still a ways off from that. Enjoy the good hockey now. And, you know, fuck it. We're in a playoff race. All right? Let's just end this goddamn thing. Let's get healthy. Excited for the Kesselring debut to hopefully happen this week. You know, no matter who's playing between the pipes, hopefully they're giving them good goaltending. And, yeah, the Zach Benson breakout is happening. So that's
right
been
in front
fun.
of our eyes.
That's been fun to watch.
Yep, Jonah and I were sitting near this one guy who might be Benson's second biggest fan other than Jonah. He was going nuts. I think he was just there with his girlfriend
Every
or
time
wife, and he was like, I love this guy. I love
He's like,
Benson.
let's go,
Like, look at
Benson.
him.
Oh, oh my God, look at that. He's a dog, dude.
He's still going. He's still going.
It's just how he plays, man.
This guy knows.
Yeah. I mean, Shane Doan was raving about him the other night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
It's a mighty high praise from that guy.
All right. I think that's going to do it for this one. Thank you very much for listening. Like JP went over, 3 games this week. Game Tuesday, game Thursday, game Saturday. Probably be back with you next Sunday. If not, I was thinking this week. I was like, it would have been a good night to record after Thursday because you had the Luukkonen news. Cole Nels had just played, but obviously we waited till today. Like we said, we'll play it by ear if we're ever recording midweek. So stay tuned to our socials and stay tuned to see if we drop anything surprising. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at the Sabre Report. Also on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at the Sabre Report. If you listen to this on YouTube, thank you very much for listening. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you thought. A lot of talking points today about multiple parts of the roster. Tell us what you think they should do with the goaltending situation. Any other observations you've had during this really good stretch. We always read the comments. Like I said last week, a lot of positive reception about Christian's Cafeteria, so we do appreciate the feedback. And that goes for Spotify as well. You can leave comments on there. Go give our friends over at the Buffalo Sports Talk podcast a listen. Big win by the Bills today against the Carolina Panthers. 40-9, right? That was the final. 40-9, so they'll have that recap. Plenty of things to talk about coming out of that game. They do great work over there. If you want updates for the pod, you can follow us at Sabre Report Pod on Twitter. But other than that, if you guys got nothing left to say, that'll do it for this one. Thank you very much for listening. Take care. And as always, go Sabres.
Go Sabres.
Go Sabres.